Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is EmoNews, every moment online. In tonight's headlines, 7 beautiful ladies vie for Miss WAP Duet 2025. PM Skerrit calls for a peaceful Caribbean, welcomes free movement agreement. 8 Bank hosts 2025 customers display. St. Vincent and the Grenadines celebrates 46 years of independence with pride and unity. West Indies defeated Bangladesh in first T20. And Hurricane Melissa devastates Jamaica as catastrophic Category 5 storm. These and more stories coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis. This is a news broadcast for the 28th of October, 2025. In local news this evening, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has renewed the call for the Caribbean to remain a zone of peace while welcoming the start of full free movement among select CARICOM states. Speaking at the Barbados Labour Party's annual conference on Sunday, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit emphasized the importance of principled leadership and regional unity. He said the Caribbean must continue to be a zone of peace, resolving conflicts through dialogue and diplomacy rather than division.
This Caribbean must continue to be a zone of peace. We do not want any wars in our region. We solve problems by discussion, by dialogue, with diplomacy, and we sometimes have to agree to disagree, but we must do so peacefully and with respect for each other. Because if a war breaks out in the Caribbean, we will have some serious challenges in our respective countries. And we have an opportunity to prevent this from happening by adding our voices, that reason prevail and common sense come to our being, and let us work out our problems together. And of course, we in Barbados and Dominica, and indeed the wider Caribbean, offer ourselves as intermediators so that we can bring the two forces together and let us understand that there can be common sense and agreement and disagreement. But we have to ensure that we do not have a situation of our region descending into turmoil. We have to speak to this. And I thank the Prime Minister for her wonderful and strong message yesterday to the Barbados Labour Party and indeed the entire world.
Prime Minister Skerrit also hailed the recent free movement agreement between Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Belize, describing it as a dream fulfilled. He welcomed Barbadians to live, work and invest in Dominica, noting that the arrangement allows citizens to move across borders with dignity and opportunity. Skerrit added, while the nations may be small individually, together we are mighty. One labor pool, one shared marketplace, one larger future for our people.
History has turned the page. Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Belize have taken a step our parents dreamed about and our grandparents prayed about, full free movement among our 4 states. Not a speech in the world can equal what that means at a kitchen table. It means a Barbadian and a Dominican can live and work across each other's shores with dignity, with rights, and with the promise of belonging. It means a young nurse can find a job where she is needed without asking a foreign capital for permission. It means a mason can answer opportunity with a plane ticket instead of a wish. In Dominica, We are proud to be pioneers alongside Barbados. And let me say simply and sincerely to every Barbadian here, you are welcome. Welcome to live, to work, to build a business, to raise a family, to bring your skills and your dreams to the Commonwealth of Dominica. We are small on a map, yes, but together we are mighty. One labor pool, one shared marketplace, one larger future for our people. This is not just freedom to move. This is freedom to improve. And I know also a thing or two about longevity in office. I have carried the responsibilities of government through good days and grim ones. From the vantage point, I can tell you this: continuity matters when seas are rough. And I can tell you that the seas are very, very rough today. Free movement, education, resilience, these are not attractive policy headings. They are opportunity engines. They match skills to strategies. They let families choose work without abandoning home. They help a small business sell across 4 markets without leaving the Caribbean for someone else's continent. We move not to leave home, but to lift home. And so let us all support the decision of the free movement of our people.
7 contestants will take center stage on Wednesday, October 29, 2025 at the Mao Indoor Sports Facility for the highly anticipated Miss WAP Duet pageant. The contestants are Deidra Smith from Massac, Mianka Elize from Grand Bay, sponsored by the Grand Bay Cooperative Credit Union, Nia Massicot from Paybush, Kianje Felix from Girondel Egliston, Ashante Paul, Jimit, Debbie Daway, Newtown, and Zebadija Maxwell from Taru. The pageant was officially launched on August 15th at the Old Mill Cultural Center. EmoNews extends best wishes to all the contestants as they celebrate elegance, culture, and national pride. The show begins at 8 p.m. Also making local news this evening, the Dominica Agricultural, Industrial, and Development Bank, (AIDBank), hosted its 2025 Customers Display earlier today with a brief opening ceremony. Manager Miss Mary Teresa Johnson delivered welcoming remarks, noting that the event forms part of the bank's participation in Dominica's 47th anniversary of independence celebrations.
This event is our way of playing our part in Dominica's 47th anniversary of independence under the theme 47 Years of Progress and Purpose. This showcase does not only celebrate our 54 years of dedicated service, but also highlights our enduring partnerships and shared achievements. Together, we have supported community development, fostered progress across key sectors, and assisted in shaping a brighter future for all Dominicans. We extend our sincere appreciation to all attendees for participating in this event, and we invite you to connect with us, visit our exhibits, and observe the results of our collaborative efforts. Once again, a warm welcome is extended to all.
Director of the AIDBank also shared brief remarks, highlighting the bank's continued support for local enterprise and innovation.
Our influence extends beyond financial transactions and is integrated into the aspiration of daily lives of Dominicans. Whether facilitating access to safe housing, enabling business growth, or supporting educational pursuits, AIDBank remains committed to you by creating opportunities for all. Its success reflects our shared resilience and serves as an example for future generations. Through this showcase this year, AIDBank highlights the breadth of its contribution to Dominica's development and prosperity. While only a selection of our impact will be featured here this week, our presence is evidenced in countless households, from supporting students pursuing further education, assisting farmers in realizing productive harvests, to enabling professionals and entrepreneurs to achieve their milestone.
Stakeholders and entrepreneurs showcase a variety of crafts, products, and services developed with the assistance of the Aid Bank, demonstrating its ongoing role in fostering business growth and creativity across the island. And that's all for local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming up next.
All roads lead to Marigot for the second annual Creole Cooler Fest. Dress code all white. November 3rd, 2025. It's all going down at the Last Flight Bar and Grill from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. with entertainment from Shelly and Signal Band, TK International, Juan and Little Boy, DJ Slim, DJ Pocket, King Spawn, Unstoppable Shack, DJ Flip the Ball, DJ Affy, DJ Rem, DJ Apute, DJ Drinks. The second annual Creole Cooler Fest Wild Meat Edition, November 3rd, 2025. Last Flight Bar and Grill in Marigot comes alive. Book that date. Get your all-white outfits ready and see you there.
Sponsored by
Fine Foods Inc., Coca-Cola, Heineken, Wapito Water, Country Style Bakery, Afuawi Big Shop, BBS, Q95, Digicel.
Hurricane Melissa is bearing down on Jamaica right now as a Category 5 system, the strongest to threaten the island in recorded history. There are now at least 7 confirmed fatalities, 3 in Jamaica and the others in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, with officials warning that the number could rise as communication lines remain down in several areas. Jamaica is facing catastrophic conditions with winds exceeding 180 miles per hour, storm surges up to 13 feet along the southern coast, and rainfall totals nearing 40 inches in some regions. The heavy rain has triggered widespread flooding and landslides, especially in the island's mountainous interior. The country's health and infrastructure systems are under severe strain, with damage to hospitals, power and water outages, and growing concerns about possible disease outbreaks due to flooding and sanitation breakdowns. Meteorologists say Melissa is now moving slowly toward eastern Cuba and the Bahamas, with the Turks and Caicos Islands are also under alert for high winds, dangerous surf, and heavy rainfall in the coming days. Authorities are urging residents in all affected areas to take precautions and follow evacuation orders as the storm continues its destructive path across the Caribbean. Residents in Jamaica and nearby regions are advised to monitor updates closely as the storm progresses. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman have agreed to strengthen Guyana-Saudi Arabia relations by creating a mechanism to ensure real progress on joint projects. Talks focus on energy, food security, infrastructure, investment, biodiversity, sports, and Hajj opportunities. The meeting builds on recent collaborations, including US $150 million in Saudi-funded development projects and a 2022 air services agreement linking the two regions. Both countries are also advancing cooperation in agriculture and hydroponics, with Saudi Arabia pledging US $2.5 billion for Caribbean development. The partnership aligns Guyana's transformation goals with Saudi Arabia's vision for 2030 agenda, emphasizing tangible results and long-term collaboration. And yesterday, St. Vincent and the Grenadines celebrated 46 years of independence, marking the nation's journey since gaining sovereignty from Britain in 1979. The theme of reflection and renewal highlighted the country's resilience and unity over nearly 5 decades to progress. A national parade at Victoria Park in Kingston, along with cultural performances and flag-raising ceremonies, brought Vincentians together at home and abroad. In his address, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves urged citizens to remain united and committed to national development. As the celebration closed, the nation looks ahead, with pride continuing to strengthen its voice at home, in the Caribbean, and on the world stage. An election season is heating up in St. Lucia, with health, security, and leadership at the center of debate. Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre and the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party are highlighting progress and pledging to put people first, while opposition leader Alan Chassenat and the United Workers' Party promise tax relief, including removing the 2.5% health and citizen security levy, along with lower gas prices and better health care. But many voters say the campaign has been long on spectacle and short of substance, as crime, corruption, and credibility remain top concerns. Independent voices are urging more transparency and citizen involvement, with both major parties facing scrutiny. St. Lucians say this election will come down to one thing: who they can truly trust to deliver real change. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news coming up next. And now for international news this evening. In a major humanitarian milestone, the World Health Organization has helped evacuate more than 1,000 patients from Gaza to countries across the WHO European region. Most of those evacuated are children in urgent need of medical care unavailable in Gaza. WHO's Regional Director for Europe, Dr. Hans-Henry P. Kluger, expressed deep gratitude to the 17 European countries that have opened their hospitals and provided critical transit support since October 2023. He praised their compassion, calling it proof that health is a human right and empathy knows no borders. But Dr. Kluger warned that the need remains overwhelming. Nearly 3,800 children are still waiting for life-saving treatment outside Gaza. He's urging more European nations to step up, provide hospital beds, and fast-track medical evacuations, saying saving lives is not political, it's moral, it's urgent, and it's within our reach. The WHO is calling on all countries in the region to act quickly, emphasizing the innocent lives, many of them children, hang in the balance. US President Donald Trump received a royal welcome in Japan on Monday, the latest stop on his 5-day tour across Asia. The visit comes as Trump aims to secure a trade war truce with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this week. During earlier stops in Malaysia, the president announced several new trade and critical mineral deals with 4 Southwest Asian nations. Negotiators from the US and China have already outlined a potential framework to ease tariffs and lift export controls on rare earth minerals, a development that sent Asian market to record highs before landing in Tokyo. Trump told reporters he has a lot of respect for President Xi and expressed optimism about reaching an agreement. Russian President Vladimir Putin met with North Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Song-hee in Moscow on Monday as the two nations pledged to deepen their cooperation. According to North Korea's state media, the talks focus on many future projects aimed at further strengthening bilateral ties. Cho delivered a personal message from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, expressing that was described as brotherly regard for President Putin. The visit comes amid mounting international concern over growing military collaboration between Moscow and Pyongyang, with reports suggesting North Korea has been supplying Russia with troops and artillery for its war in Ukraine in exchange for advanced military technology. Cho also met Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and both sides reportedly reached agreement on a range of global issues. North Korea expressed support for Russia's actions in Ukraine, while Moscow reaffirmed its backing for Pyongyang's security and sovereignty. And news coming from Kenya. a tourist plane crashed and killed 11 people, including 10 European tourists and a Kenyan pilot. The aircraft was traveling from Diani Beach to the Masai Mara when it went down early this morning near Kweli Town. Officials say bad weather may have caused the crash, though investigations are ongoing. Authorities are focusing on supporting the victims' families as recovery efforts continue. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment after the short message.
5 chances, 2 draws a week. Endless excitement. This is not just a game, it's your game. Match 5.
And welcome to the sports segment. The West Indies are off to a winning start in the Dutch Bangla Bank T20 series, beating Bangladesh by 16 runs in Chattogram to take a 1-0 lead. Captain Shea Hope scored 46 and Rovman Powell, playing his 100th T20 international, added 44 as the West Indies posted 165 for 3. Bangladesh faltered early at 42 for 4, and despite late resistance, their chase ended when Taskin Ahmed stepped on his stumps in the final over. The second T20 is set for October 29 at the same venue. And football fans, get ready for an exciting weekend of action in the DFA First Division 2025 as the semi-finals kick off this Saturday, November 1st at the DFA Technical Center. In the first matchup at 4:30 p.m., it's St. Joseph LFC going head-to-head with Mighty Avengers FC, 2 teams with strong form and everything to play for. Then, under the lights at 7 p.m., Bath Estate FC will take on RC Doctors in what promises to be another thrilling encounter. 2 semi-finals, 4 determined teams, all fighting for a place in the DFA First Division Finals. Don't miss the action this Saturday at the DFA Technical Center. And that's all for the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
People come well just for the cultural gala, yes. Time to show our cultural heritage as we face one another era of culture, yes. We could demonstrate our bouillon taste. Dress up in your work doing, dress up in your tech cassette, telling Kotoko to ring. People say, oh gosh, who are we? When we say Tintin Basek, that means we give full respect to our culture heritage, regardless of color, creed, or age. Ha! Boy. Hey, night. Epa! Look at Batabula to Boma. Look at Wule Tabula to Boma. Bakite music la champagne. Look at Batabula to Boma.
And this brings us to the end of tonight's news broadcast for the 28th of October 2025. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and on behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you. Thank you for viewing. This is EmoNews, every moment online. Good night.